Hello Christmas carolers and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed Stave 1. And if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. But you've got some homework to do first. Go watch this video and then come on back here. Go ahead, I'll wait. So, I hope you enjoyed Stave 1. Charles Dickens really brilliantly lays his groundwork right from the very beginning of this story. Immediately we see that Scrooge is a stingy, selfish, greedy man, even at Christmas time, maybe especially at Christmas time. We see this in a variety of scenes with different people. First of all with his clerk, who has to hover over a candle just to try and keep warm, and Scrooge even begrudges paying him one day out of the whole year, Christmas Day, for not working. Then we see Scrooge with his nephew, who comes by to invite him for Christmas, and Scrooge's response is a very predictable bah humbug. We see a very quick little scene with a caroler outside the door, and Scrooge yells at him and chases him away. And then, perhaps most tellingly, we see Scrooge with the two men who come around, and they're asking for charity contributions for the poor at Christmas time. And Scrooge is really horrible to these men, and he even says that if the poor are going to die anyway, they might as well go ahead and do it quickly. Each of these scenes helps establish Scrooge's character, but also each of these little scenes or characters will come up later in the story in another way. That's really smart of Charles Dickens to set up the later story with each of these scenes that shows us what Scrooge is like. I hope you've been noticing how funny this story is. I mean, yeah, Scrooge is a horrible person, but he's so over-the-top horrible that sometimes it's really kind of hilarious. I especially like the part right after the charity workers have left, and there's just a couple sentences about how Scrooge is suddenly in a great mood, and he's kind of humming around the office, and he's very proud of himself that he told off these guys and chased them away. Crazy. But enough about the exposition. Remember that Stave 1 is called Marley's Ghost, and it's in the last third of Stave 1, when Marley's ghost actually shows up, that this story really starts to take off. So far in the book, we've seen Scrooge do nothing but bully everybody and be very confident and strong about his nasty opinions. But when Marley's ghost shows up, Scrooge is cowering. He is genuinely terrified to see his business partner, who's been dead for 7 years, suddenly show up as a ghost in his dark, dank house in the middle of the night. I think you'll enjoy all through this story noticing how each ghost is dressed or decorated. Marley's ghost shows up laden in heavy, clanking chains, very ghost-like, but those chains are made up of cash boxes, keys, padlocks, deeds, ledgers, and heavy purses. In other words, all the trappings of money and the accumulation of wealth that was apparently just as important to Marley when he was alive as it seems to be to Scrooge. At one point, when Scrooge is questioning Marley's ghost about what he's been up to for these past 7 years, Marley utters the phrase, "incessant torture of remorse." Wow, what a brilliant line. That could practically be the title of this chapter, because Marley has come back to warn his old friend and business partner Scrooge that he too might be suffering that incessant torture of remorse if he doesn't change his greedy, grasping, selfish ways, and soon. So, on to the meat of the sandwich. Marley's ghost has warned Scrooge that he's going to be visited by 3 more spirits, and of course Scrooge is not a bit thrilled by that idea. But Marley tells him it's the only way for him to experience some of that remorse, and for him to redeem himself and get his life back on the right track. Staves 2, 3, and 4 are Scrooge's encounters with those 3 spirits, and Stave 2 is called the first of the 3 spirits, and of course that's the ghost of Christmas past. That ghost is going to whisk Scrooge away on a journey through time to Scrooge's own past. He's going to take him to 3 different time periods from Scrooge's life and show him various scenes that are already going to help Scrooge experience some of that remorse and start to wish he could do things differently. And again, I want you to notice how that ghost is attired, what it's wearing, especially its hat. Well, until next week, enjoy Stave 2, and I'll be back in a few days to talk about Stave 2 and set you up for Stave 3. Thanks for watching.